I was up in a rental house at Christopher Creek, and my son was living with me. He had physical and mental disabilities, and it came to a point where he just went crazy and just broke out all the windows in the house and set a fire in the kitchen, and took a chainsaw to the inside of the house, and I ended up having to call the police and getting an order of protection against him. But then I had to continue living in that house like it was, because no one else would rent to me after that. And I paid the landlady, continued paying the rent, and listening to the radio one morning. Payson Radio's morning show, and this guy named Mike Fish came on, talking about us, some seminars he was putting on in Pine to improve your financial situation. He said he could turn your life around. So, okay, that's what I need. That's what I need. So I went, and after the first session, I talked to him and told him my situation, and he came up to Christopher Creek and looked it over, and he said, he looked at it and he says, "You cannot live here anymore." And he brought his trailer up there and packed some of my stuff and took me down to Payson. He said he has a house down there that is ready for rental, and he asked me how much I was paying for rent up there, and I told him, and he says, "I'll just charge you the same rent down there." So he moved me in the house, and after a while he asked me if I'd like to buy it, and I said, okay. He says, Obama stimulus money is available, and you can apply for that for the down payment, and then you just pay the house payments the same as the rent I was paying before. So I was...
So you bought it?
I bought it, yes. And after a while I had to move to the valley to take care of my mom and dad. And then after they passed away, I moved up here, Lakeside, because Mike had just moved up here and he wanted me to move up here too. And I thought, yeah, I'd love to. I didn't like Phoenix at all. I was just down there taking care of my parents, so moved up here, and he helped me buy the house I'm living in now. And now I've also invested in a $250,000 house down in the valley. And when we sell that, I'll be making a lot more money. And things are just going full steam ahead.
So what's it meant for you to be connected with Mike Fish?
Oh, man. He is great. I mean, he does what he says he'll do. And, you know, to care enough to come up to Christopher Creek with me and take a look at the situation and help move me down to Payson into a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house with a large backyard. And so
that's wonderful.
So
what if you hadn't met Mike? What do you think would have happened?
Oh, I'd have been stuck up there. I don't know how long all my money was going for the rent and for the paying for the damages, and the landlady, instead of fixing up the house with the money I was paying her, she was buying appliances, because the appliances, refrigerator, stove, dishwasher, everything was damaged too. So I was living like that, with no windows, and for 10 months during the winter, with the wind and snow blowing through the house. And,
wow.
Yeah, in the winter.
What would you want people to know about Mike?
Oh man, he really cares. I mean, he as soon as I told him my story, he went up there and saw this situation, and he did something about it, and he's been helping me out ever since, and it's still going. And I think the world of him. He's very honest. He does what he says he'll do, and here I am.
Yes, ma'am.